Visitors stand beside the completed head of the Statue of Liberty before the rest of the statue was assembled. Paris 1878. Princess Diana dances with John Travolta inside the White House during a formal state dinner. November 9, 1985. U.S. Marines operate a strange aircraft listening device resembling giant mechanical ears on Guadalcanal. January 1943. A seemingly endless convoy of American-built military trucks winds along the dangerous Lido Road carrying supplies from India into Burma during World War II. Everyone keeps smiling and most ignore what happens after Miss New Zealand passed out during the photo shoot before the Miss Universe and Miss USA pageants in Long Beach, CA, US in 1954. A man sits inside the Goventosa, an experimental motorcycle built around one enormous wheel. 1931. The only nuclear artillery shell ever fired by the United States explodes after being launched from the atomic Annie cannon, May 25, 1953. Finnish soldiers at the defensive VT line during the Soviet Vyborg-Petrozavodsk offensive in June 1944. Norma Jean Doherty works inside a military drone factory years before she became famous as Marilyn Monroe, June 26, 1945. B-24 Liberator bombers of the U.S. Army Air Forces during a bombing raid on Bratislava. The 16th of June, 1944. Soldiers use enormous acoustic horns to detect approaching aircraft before radar existed. World War I. Belgian and British officers examine an unexploded German 42-centimeter artillery shell, one of the largest weapons used during World War I. September 9, 1917. A seated mannequin remains inside the wreckage of a dining room after being exposed to a nuclear explosion. March 17, 1953. The cyclomer amphibious bicycle is demonstrated riding across the water while carrying its passenger. Paris, 1932. Electric car in a private charging station. USA, 1919. American soldiers gather around an organ as one of their comrades plays inside a half-destroyed French church. October 11, 1918. A room is filled with miniature ships painted in experimental dazzle patterns before the designs were applied to real vessels. Circa 1918. Niagara Falls appears almost completely frozen as visitors walk across the ice below the waterfall. 1890. Prior to 1920, it was still legal to mail children in the US. Generally speaking, it was less costly than traveling by train as a passenger. Kids were required to have stamps affixed to them and weigh less than 50 pounds. A man wears a portable radio built directly into his hat in an unusual vision of mobile entertainment. 1949. PM of Iran Mohammad Mosaddegh enjoying his conversation with US diplomat Ernest A. Gross. USA, 1951. Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio in Canada, 1953. An inventor demonstrates the isolator, a bizarre helmet designed to block sound and improve concentration. July 1925. Sammy Davis Jr. gives President Richard Nixon an unexpectedly enthusiastic embrace inside the White House. March 4, 1973. A pigeon wears Julius Neubronner's miniature dual-lens aerial camera and aluminum harness. Circa 1910. American soldiers of the 84th Infantry Division move through the snow-covered Belgian countryside toward new positions during the final winter of World War II. January 5, 1945. Discharged Japanese soldiers crowd onto trains in the ruins of Hiroshima as they attempt to return home after World War II. September 1945. 3 pigeons are fitted with miniature timed cameras designed to capture aerial photographs during flight. Early 20th century. An American troopship is covered in disorienting black and white dazzle camouflage intended to confuse enemy submarines. Circa 1918. Frank Sinatra poses in an unusually intimate studio close-up during the height of his Capitol Records era. 1957. A full-sized wooden battleship called the USS Recruit stands in the middle of Manhattan as a Navy recruiting station. 1917. Elvis Presley and Liberace exchange jackets and musical personas for a bizarre publicity photograph. 1956. The Dowager Empress Cix's funeral. China. 1909. Soldiers of the 1st Cavalry Division climb a steep hillside during Operation Thayer II in one of the less-seen photographs of America's ground war in Vietnam. February 6, 1967. Mannequins lie scattered inside a destroyed living room after an atomic blast test known as Operation Doorstep, March 17, 1953. An American infantryman and a South Vietnamese scout speak with a rural Vietnamese family during a mission south of Loi Tan Island, July 20, 1967. Communist Party USA meeting in Chicago, 1939. Tutankhamun's tomb, with disassembled chariots, December 1922. A man inspects the propulsion unit of a German V-2 rocket after it crashed into London's Chinatown, March 1945.